Alright, so on Friday, we learned the formula, which is?
Y equals mx plus b.
Beautiful. Alright. So let's line this up. We're going to line up for y. We're going to line up for x. Y'all okay so far? So that tells me my slope is, and my b is
0.
So I'm going to start at the origin, and I'm going to go up 1 and right 1. And I can go down 1 and left 1. Y'all okay so far? Boom. Make sure you put your arrows in the end. And what do we call that?
A line.
Well, yes, but it had a more linear. That's there you go.
Wait, doesn't it have to be a line to be linear?
Yes.
So aren't all lines linear?
Yes.
It's in the window. It's line.
Yes. Line R. Yes. Line R. All right. What about number 2? Where does everything start at?
The origin.
For any parent graph, bless you. Any parent graph, it always starts at the origin, like you are. Your parents are the original of you, right? So let's think about some numbers. What's the very first number after 0?
1.
So what is 1 squared?
1.
So I'm going to go over 1, up 1. And negative 1 squared is also positive 1.
Well, hang on.
Yeah, because the negative times negative equals a positive.
All right, now let's do the next number after 1, which
Oh.
is 2. So start back at the origin. I'm going to go right 2. And what is 2 squared for those of us on our phones? 4. All right, what is negative 2 squared? Oh, no. It is positive 4. So I went left 2 and up 4. Now I do not have enough room, but let's say we had more room. Then I could go right 3. And what is 3 squared?
9.
But I don't have enough room, okay? All right, what kind of shape is this supposed to make? U. Please make sure it looks like a U. Do not make it look like a V, okay? Because that's coming later tomorrow. All right, so what do we call that? That is a parabola. Very good. And yes, Sebastian, you're right. Hold that thought for tomorrow, okay?
Spell it with too many R's.
All right, same thing on part C. Let's start with the name, first of all. What's that called?
Square root.
Square root. There you go. The only one that has a fancy name is the parabola. Everything else is either a line, linear, or a square root. Y'all okay?
Or a fraction.
All right, here we go. So, same thing. All starts at the origin.
This looks like an egg.
Isn't this an upside down?
No, it's a
So it's
turn
an
sideways, but you can't have the negative part. All right, here we go. So it's the same thing as a parabola, but instead of being upright, you just turn that parabola sideways, okay? So we're going to turn that parabola sideways, but we're not going to have the negative piece because why can you not have the negative piece in a square root? There you go. You cannot square root negatives yet. We're going to learn how to do that. All right, here we go. What's the first number? What's the first number that I could square root that would not be a decimal?
2.
4.
Before 4. 1. So I'm going to go right 1. And what's 1? Square root of 1.
1.
So up 1. Start back at the origin. What's the next number I could square root?
4.
4. So I'm going to go right 4. Square root of 4 is?
2.
I'm going to go up 2.
Ooh, you can square root? Yeah, no, you can't.
Oop, next number would be?
9.
I don't have enough room to go 9. But if I did have enough room to go 9,
You would go 3.
that would go 3. There you go. So do you see that half of a parabola that's formed right there? The other half would be right here if we could square root negatives, but those are imaginary numbers, which we're going to learn later in life. Okay?
Next semester.
But if they're
Next
imaginary,
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. All right.
Patience, grasshopper.
So, yes, patience, grasshopper. So, math workshop is finished. We need to go over our ACT from yesterday. Friday. Yeah, that's cool yesterday, so I keep wanting to say yesterday.
What's that word? Yesterday.
No, that's part of life. You have to work.
speak on all.
All right, so let's talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. What is happening tomorrow?
Perfect square.
Perfect Squares test is tomorrow. What is? We took the quiz.
15.
Now we're going to take the test 1 through 25. What is happening on Thursday?
Or text.
What test? The Chapter 2 test. There you go. Look, would y'all quick complaining, please? Quit your complaining. I don't want to hear it. I worked 3 jobs through college. I don't want to hear it. Rule 3.
Would you
Don't even. Don't start with me. Okay. I worked 3 jobs, yes. Get it, girl. Alright, you ready? Alright. So, the polynomial 45x squared plus 26x minus 8 is equivalent to. What does the word is equivalent to means? Equals. The same as equals, right? It is equivalent to the product. What does product mean? Multiplication of 2 things, right? Oh man, didn't we just have a test on this not too long ago where we had to set these suckers up?
Yeah.
And it's on the ACT. And they're combining that with foiling. So they're gonna multiply 5x plus 4 with another binomial. What's that word mean? 2. So I got 2 terms and I got another 2 terms. If I got 4 terms total, how do I multiply those? Oil. Look at there. Y'all okay so far? Alright, so here we go. First is 5x times something, which has to give me 45x squared. 9. The only ones that have 9x are A, B, and C. Y'all okay so far? What's the only other easiest one there is that does not have to combine with something else? The back one, the last one. So I have 4 times something else has to give me negative 8. What's the only one that's got a 9x minus 2?
Whoa, I got that right, and I just like.
Y'all okay?
Yes.
I realized like 2 minutes into the problem that I was supposed to quit.
Oh. Well, now that you've seen it though, you know what to do next time, right?
Sure.
Alright, let's look at 14. 14, do you remember how I told you that in June your life would be a lot easier taking the ACT because of this trig stuff right here?
Yes.
Alright, this is something we are going to learn how to do in April. But for now, let's go ahead and learn it right now.
Didn't we do this last year?
No, we did not. We did not do it with squares, Sebastian. In geometry, you did it with sine and cosine and tangent.
You taught us.
We never did the squares. We never did the squares.
I thought squares. I was like, I'm not using it.
Wasn't the thing some old heavy on another heavy on that?
Yeah, but we use such notes instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. You ready? Guys, this is going to be a long day. Come on. Y'all ready? Alright. Are y'all okay with what I just gave you?
Yeah.
This is a really easy thing when we get to trig, but right now it may not be so easy. So what do they give us?
Sine of 2x.
We don't say sine 2x. What do we say?
Sine squared.
Sine squared x. So I'm going to replace sine squared x with 4 over 13. Y'all okay? I gave you this. Learn that for the ACT. It'll come back to haunt you later. And what does it want us to find?
Cosine.
Cosine squared x. So how would I get cosine squared x by itself? There you go. See? I told you once you have trig, it's not hard. Alright? So in order to subtract, you have to have them have the same denominator. So how could I rewrite 1 to make it have a denominator of 13?
13 over 13.
13 over 13. Very good. Minus 4 over 13. 9 over 13. Which is H.
That wasn't bad at all.
Also, you could have done this only on this one because they were very nice to you. You could remember SOHCAHTOA kind of a thing.
I'm all picking on another.
Alright? The O stands for opposite. The H stands for hypotenuse, correct?
Yeah.
So that means the 13 is the hypotenuse. And also, cosine has hypotenuse. So you could have realized they both have the same hypotenuse of 13, and you got very, very lucky in that they gave you the only one with a 13 on the denominator was H. You got very, very lucky. See, if this, like any other problem they give you, if they want you to use sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, they're not going to give you as this one the only one that has 13. But since they know probably that most of you haven't had trig yet, that's probably why they were nice to you on this one. But it'll always work if that's the only one that you have. Yes, sir.
I do common sense not to think that way.
Did you?
I
I'm
did.
so
I was
glad.
freaking out about the problem.
All right, let's go over our perfect squares for tomorrow.
Oh, no, not today.
Yeah, tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow. Y'all are quiet today.
Stay away.
Sebastian.
Never mind.
Sebastian. I love you, my angel. Let's stop it. All right, here we go. You ready? What's the first perfect square? Go.
One.
What's the next one?
9, 16, 25, 36, 49,
64,
81, 100,
121, 144, 169, 196, 225, 256.
Ooh, how much we drop off after that one? Yeah? Oh. Yep. Yeah.
441,
488.
576, 2625.
Very nice. Are y'all okay?
No.
Gotta get y'all okay?
Why does it get 1
All right. So that is our test tomorrow, and today we're gonna finish off our notes. And where are we at? Page 18. Yeah, dear, it's for real recording. It always is.
Big markers.
Not always, but I mean, most of the time. Okay. All right. Same exact thing we did Friday. The only thing that's different, page 18, the only thing that's different is that instead of using slope, you're either going to do the parallel slope, which is the same, or the perpendicular slope, which is the negative reciprocal. There you go. Are y'all okay? We are not graphing. No, sir. We're using the same direction, which told us to write it in slope-intercept form. All right. Parallel. What is my slope to begin with? Negative 4.
Just kidding.
So my parallel means the same slope. So what is the same as negative 4? Negative 4. It's not hard. Y'all okay? Y'all with me today?
Yes.
Y'all wait? No? Not really? Please get off your phone for the second time. So then we're going to plug into y equals mx plus b. And we're going to replace y with what number?
5.
5. We're going to replace m with what number? Yep, we're going to use our parallel one, negative 4. We're going to replace x with, and now that is b. You are not going to use this b, because if you do that, you're going to get the exact same line. And you don't want to get the exact same line. Are y'all okay with me y'all so far? All right, here we go. So, from the order pair. All right, what can I do? Multiply, and I get plus b, right? Then what? Minus 8, and I'll get negative 3. So what is my equation?
Y equals negative 4x minus 3.
Beautiful. All right, you ready? Remember how to graph these?
The P.
Y equals. No, you don't have to graph them. You can just watch if you want to. All right, let's type in the original one. The original one was negative 4. X was right next to the green button. Do not push the grip. Put the cell phone away. And then plus 2. Y'all okay so far? Yes, no, maybe? All right. Then hit the down button. And let's type in this one. Negative 4x. And then hit the subtract 3 button. Subtract 3 button. Are y'all okay? All right, and then watch what happens when we graph. Wait for it. Wait for it. That's the first one. That's the original one they gave you. Negative 4x plus 2. Wait for it.
Oh my God.
Are they parallel?
Yeah.
Yes. Are they the exact same line? No. If you try to use the two, you're going to get the same exact line. You don't want the same exact line. You want two unique lines, but they are parallel. Y'all okay? Alrighty, let's go to number 6. Are you okay here?
Huh? Oh yeah. I said I'm sorry.
Why?
Because we're in high school and our teacher decided to assign us on homework. And they don't do it. Oh no, I didn't.
On a 3-day weekend? That you had 3 days to do it?
I didn't have homework. I just couldn't sleep because I messed up my sleep stuff really bad. So we had like 2 days.
Yeah. Okay. So then you couldn't sleep and you're up.
I think that's what happened every time.
Alright, so on number 6, I cannot find my slope yet because what is wrong?
You gotta solve.
I gotta solve it. And x is positive,
Oh, I need to do this.
so I'm gonna subtract x to both sides. What? Like what?
Great. Hey, both sides.
There's not one.
The person that holds your grades in their hands, you probably don't want to mess with. Alright. Okay, so we're going to divide everything by -6, right?
Hey,
Wait, you're going too fast.
Because you're talking,
no, I'm not wrong.
not you.
I'm stuck. But my computer.
Alright, 2 negatives make a. So we have a positive 1/6 x minus 1/3. Very good. And the only thing I care about in this little booger right here is this guy. I don't care about the y, I don't care about the x, I don't care about the 1/3. I don't give a hoot about him. The only thing I care about is this guy. Y'all okay? Alright, here we go. So my slope, I mean, I gotta do something to keep y'all awake. Sorry. If it means running into things, if it means teaching from a desk, I don't care. I'm gonna do something to keep y'all awake. The air is on, buddy. Alright, what did it say to find? Perpendicular, which means it's the opposite sign, which is a negative. And you flip it and you get 6/1, which is indeed -6. This is the one you use. Do not use the 1/6. You use the -6.
Hey, I'm really confused. Because of perpendicular, you switch to a negative.
Only because of that word right there.
What's the
And a highlight.
So perpendicular is the opposite side, and then you make it.
Huh? Perpendicular is negative.
What, Jalen?
Okay, I told her what it was.
Okay, alright, so here we go.
Don't forget to highlight.
What's my y? 4 equals
-6 times 2
Yeah.
plus b.
Alright, keep going, find b.
4 equals
Keep going, find B.
12.
Don't stop.
B equals 16.
Hey, stop.
What'd y'all get? 16. Very nice job. Alright, when we plug it in, we are not going to use 1/6 anymore because it wanted the perpendicular one. So I'm going to use -6x plus 16. There you go. Y'all okay? Good? Alright, 2 more, guys. Here we go. 2 more. Alright, here we go. What's my slope? How much? -5. There you go. What's it want me to find? Perpendicular. Only because it says that word. It's a positive 1/5. Yes, ma'am. This is the one we're going to use right here. If you need to circle it like a crazy person, you circle it like a crazy person so you use it. Because the only thing y'all ever do wrong is you use the -5 instead of the 1/5. You just got to slow down. Alright, here we go. So I got -2 equals 1/5 times 3 plus b. Don't you dare use a decimal. Don't do it. Don't do it. You already did it, didn't you?
Yep.
Alright, so keep it a fraction. 3/1. Multiply and you get 3/5. Y'all okay? Alright, how am I going to move this little guy over here? There you go. So look, guys, I got -2/1 subtract 3/5. What do you have to do? Gotta multiply that guy right there by 5. So that's -10/5 minus 3/5.
So,
Negative 8.
oh, wait, yeah, it is.
You spend $10 and you spend $3 more. How much money have you spent?
$13.
-13/5. Now, I understand you can change that to a mixed number, but don't. Because there are things down the road where mixed numbers will make our head hurt worse than fractions will. So just leave it alone, okay? Alright, so y equals, what's the slope I'm going to use? Go. 1/5 x. Beautiful. Beautiful. Y'all okay? Alright, last one, number 8. Here we go. Am I going too fast? Huh? No? Okay. Alright, here we go. What's it say this time? Same thing. Parallel slope is the same thing. So my slope is, and my parallel slope would be 4/3. Alright, here we go. So -6 equals 4/3 times -6 plus b. And when you multiply and you take your hand at any calculator, oh crap, wrong button. And you do 4 divided by 3 times -6. What do you get? -8. Add that sucker on over and what do you get? 2. So what's my equation?
Y equals
Beautiful. Y'all okay? Alright, we have, excuse me, a checkpoint today. I think that there is one checkpoint still in the tray from Friday. Was anyone not here Friday and did not start the one? Okay, so we'll need to start that for you. Let's do this one first though, okay? Did you watch the video and get caught up on everything?
I might have fell asleep during it. So I counted like a.
So, am I going to get that cut up before we can finish our checkpoint? Okay.
Yeah.
But you can do the one today.
Okay.
You need one of yours today. Alright.
Where'd they go? Download my stuff.
Don't even.
We go in here.